Why do we laugh in the face of darkness? It's a question that has intrigued psychologists, comedians, and philosophers alike for centuries. Laughter, often seen as a response to joy and lightheartedness, seems paradoxical when juxtaposed with the grim and the macabre. Yet there is something undeniably compelling about finding humor in the bleakest of circumstances. Is it a coping mechanism, a way to shield ourselves from the harsh realities of life? When faced with situations that are too painful or too overwhelming to process, humor can serve as a buffer, a way to distance ourselves from the immediate emotional impact. It allows us to take a step back and view our troubles from a different perspective, often making them seem less daunting. A way to diffuse tension, to break the ice in situations where the air is thick with discomfort. In social settings, a well-timed joke can be the perfect antidote to awkwardness or unease. It can transform a room, turning nervous glances into shared laughter and creating a sense of camaraderie among strangers. Or perhaps a morbid fascination with the taboo. There's a certain thrill in exploring the forbidden, in pushing the boundaries of what is considered acceptable. Dark humor often treads on topics that are off-limits in polite conversation, daring us to confront our deepest fears and anxieties in a way that is both provocative and liberating. Whatever the reason, dark humor exists as a testament to our ability to find humor in the most unexpected places. It speaks to the resilience of the human spirit, our capacity to find light even in the darkest of times. Through laughter, we reclaim a sense of control, turning the tables on the very things that threaten to overwhelm us. It's a delicate dance, flirting with the boundaries of good taste and pushing the envelope of what we consider acceptable to joke about. The best dark humor walks a fine line, balancing on the edge of offensiveness without tipping over. It challenges us to think critically about our own values and beliefs, to question what we find funny and why. But when done right, dark humor can be a cathartic, thought-provoking, and yes, even hilarious experience. It allows us to confront our fears in a safe and controlled environment, to laugh at the absurdity of life and find solace in the shared experience of laughter. In a world that can often feel overwhelming and chaotic, dark humor offers a moment of respite, a chance to breathe and find perspective. So buckle up and prepare to laugh at your own risk. Dark humor is not for the faint of heart, but for those willing to take the plunge. It offers a unique and rewarding experience. It's a journey into the depths of the human psyche, a chance to explore the shadows and find the light within. We're about to delve into the world of dark humor, where no topic is off limits and the punchlines are as sharp as a mortician's scalpel. From the macabre to the absurd, dark humor challenges us to confront our deepest fears and anxieties, to laugh in the face of darkness and find strength in our shared humanity. Remember, it's all in good fun, mostly. Dark humor is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always room for laughter. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, our ability to find joy and connection in the most unexpected places. After all, if we can't laugh at the absurdity of life, especially the dark parts, then what's the point? Laughter is a universal language, a bridge that connects us all. So let's embrace the darkness, find the humor within, and laugh together at the absurdity of it all. Dark humor is not for the faint of heart. It delves into the shadows of our minds, exploring themes that are often considered off-limits or too sensitive for casual conversation. It takes a certain kind of mind, one that can navigate the fine line between humor and insensitivity, a certain sense of humor that can find light in the darkest of places. To appreciate a well-placed joke about death, disease, or any other number of taboo subjects, one must be willing to confront the uncomfortable truths of life. But for those who can stomach it, dark humor offers a unique and often hilarious perspective on the world. It allows us to laugh in the face of adversity, to find solace in shared experiences of pain and suffering. It's a tightrope walk, no doubt. The comedian must balance on this narrow beam, carefully choosing their words and timing to avoid falling into the abyss of poor taste. One wrong step, and you risk offending, alienating, or simply bombing in front of your audience. The reactions can be mixed, with some finding the humor while others may be left in shock or dismay. But when a dark humor joke lands, it lands with a satisfying thud, eliciting groans, gasps, and most importantly, laughter. It's a moment of connection, where the audience and comedian share a brief understanding of the absurdity of life. The key is to be clever, not cruel, to find the humor in the darkness without reveling in it. It's about shining a light on the shadows, not becoming consumed by them. In the end, dark humor is an art form that requires skill, empathy, and a deep understanding of the human condition. Death, the ultimate taboo, is also a rich source of material for dark humor. From witty one-liners to elaborate anecdotes, death has a way of showing up in our jokes, reminding us of our own mortality even as we laugh. It's a reminder that life is short, absurd, and ultimately out of our control. Why do we make light of something as heavy as death? Perhaps it's a way to cope with our own fear and anxiety, to find humor in the face of the inevitable. Or maybe it's simply a way to acknowledge the elephant in the room, to break the tension and remind ourselves that even in death, there can be humor. They say you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. And while that may be true, it doesn't mean you can't find humor in the dysfunctional dynamics of family life. From overbearing parents to embarrassing siblings, our families provide a wealth of material for jokes, especially when it comes to dark humor. Whether it's a snarky remark about a sibling's questionable life choices or a self-deprecating jab at your own dysfunctional upbringing, family-themed dark humor can be a way to bond over shared experiences, to find humor in the chaos that is family life. Section 5, social commentary with a side of sarcasm, politics, and current events. The world can be a messy, confusing, and often infuriating place. Every day, we are bombarded with headlines that make us question the state of humanity. From political scandals to global crises, the news cycle never seems to take a break. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and disheartened by the constant stream of negativity. What better way to cope than with a healthy dose of dark humor? Dark humor allows us to take a step back and view the chaos from a different perspective. It gives us the opportunity to laugh at the absurdity of it all, to find a moment of levity in an otherwise heavy world. When we laugh together, we create a sense of community, a shared understanding that we are all in this together. Political satire and current event-based jokes allow us to point out the absurdities of the world around us, to laugh at the things that make us want to scream. Satire has a long history of being a powerful tool for social commentary. It can highlight the flaws in our systems and the hypocrisy of our leaders in a way that is both entertaining and thought-provoking. By exaggerating the truth, satire can reveal deeper truths about our society. It's a way to process difficult news, to find a release valve for the pressure of living in a world that often feels like it's teetering on the brink. When the news feels too heavy to bear, humor can be a lifeline. It allows us to take a mental break, to decompress and regain our strength. In a world that often feels out of control, humor gives us a sense of agency, a way to reclaim our power and resilience, and who knows, maybe by laughing at the absurdity of it all, we can actually start to make a difference. Humor has the power to bring people together, to bridge divides and foster understanding. It can be a catalyst for change, inspiring us to take action and make the world a better place. So the next time the news gets you down, remember to find the humor in it. Laugh, share a joke, and know that you are not alone in this crazy world. Section 6, Life's Little Quirks, Absurdity and Everyday Observations. Dark humor isn't always about the big, existential stuff. Sometimes it's about finding humor in the mundane, the everyday absurdities that make up human existence. It's about pointing out the ridiculousness of social norms, the irony of everyday situations, and the often uncomfortable truths we'd rather ignore. These types of jokes often resonate the most because they reflect our own experiences back at us. They remind us that we're not alone in our observations, that even the most mundane aspects of life can be funny if you know where to look. Section 7, The Uncomfortable Truth, Taboo Topics and Twisted Perspectives. Dark humor thrives on pushing boundaries, on tackling topics that most people consider off-limits. Sex, religion, bodily functions, these are all fair game in the world of dark humor. But it's not just about shock value. Often these jokes are used to challenge societal norms, to expose hypocrisy, and to start conversations about uncomfortable truths. By approaching taboo topics with humor, we can disarm our audiences, making them more receptive to different perspectives and challenging their preconceived notions. Of course, it's a delicate balance. The key is to be thought-provoking, not offensive, to make people think while also making them laugh. Section 8. Finding humor in the unexpected. Punchlines that pack a punch. The best dark humor jokes are often the ones that catch you off guard, the ones that start off seeming innocent enough, but then take a sharp turn into the unexpected. It's the element of surprise that makes these jokes so effective, leaving the audience in stitches even as they're shaking their heads in disbelief. These unexpected twists and turns are what make dark humor so addictive. You never know what's coming next, and that element of surprise keeps you on the edge of your seat, eager to see what other uncomfortable truths the comedian will unearth. Section 9. Conclusion, leaving them wanting more. Dark humor is not for everyone. It's a specific kind of humor that requires a strong stomach, a sharp mind, and a willingness to laugh at the things that most people find uncomfortable. But for those who appreciate it, dark humor can be a cathartic, hilarious, and even thought-provoking experience. So, the next time you're feeling brave, dip your toes into the world of dark humor. You might be surprised at what you find funny. Just remember, it's all in good fun, mostly. And if you offend someone, well, at least you got a good laugh out of it.